He knew she was 15. Judge didn't hold back.
In the PSI reports, there were so many times that you could have just pulled back.
I did not understand. You know what I mean? I really did. If I had a better understanding, I would have been honest, like I have been today.
No. I'm not even. Here's the thing. This is what I understand. When probation officers are interviewing you for a PSI report, there are a lot of things going through your head, right? You don't want to say anything that could hurt you. Sometimes defense attorney, I was a defense attorney, and let me just tell you what I would tell my clients. I would tell them, for the love of all that's holy, just say, my attorney told me not to speak about it, right? And then sometimes I would have clients, I'm like, go ahead, tell them. So I will tell you what is in the PSI. I'm not holding that against you, because sometimes when people are faced with legal decisions, sometimes they get nervous. Sometimes you have a lot of voices in your head. What would my attorney say? I understand all of that. So I'm not holding that against you, that maybe you said something that could be considered you're not taking responsibility. So I want you to know that.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm talking about is the offense. And it's like, there's so many points along the way that you could have stopped. Like, not drive over there.
Yes.
Not go to the hotel. Not go up to the hotel room.
I completely agree. And that's something that I've talked to myself and my mom and my family about, and my friends about, why I even did it. Because in no right state of mind ever have I ever thought that way or been in a situation like that. I crashed out, and I didn't know what sympathy was for the situation I was in. I really didn't. And I was young, I was sleep deprived, I was off drugs and alcohol, and I really did not mean to make that decision. And that's not who I am as a person. I've never lied to my mom or people about my situation. I've always been honest when they asked, especially how I got my job back. I had to sit there in front of a bunch of grown people and explain what happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's something I can't be unhonest about that, because look how it looks on a piece of paper. You know, no matter what I said, no matter what I did, it's what's shown. And I mean, that's what's here today in front of us. Like, and I made a mistake, but I don't believe that I deserve prison, because I want to be rehabilitated. I know I can work through what the plea says. I know my punishment isn't over. It'll be at least 10 years that I'll have to deal with whatever the plea requires. And I know that.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to order Chapter 62 compliance. There's a $3,000 fine, time and money to run concurrently. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over that, what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
So 3 years?
Yes.
Well, I have.
I'm sorry. You going to talk to him?
Yes, Your Honor, but I have another thing I'd like to raise.
Yes.
This is not a 3G off. And
No,
so
I didn't.
Did the court retain jurisdiction?
I'll consider it. I'll tell you what, you can file whatever you want to file, and then the state, you can, make whatever arguments you want to make, counsel.
May I hug my mom?
No, you'll have to talk to the deputies. They're in charge of security.